Welcome back to What Ifs and Maybes, a podcast about the what ifs of our lives and the maybes of our hearts. This is your host, Matt
And pal.
and Nina here today. How are you, pal?
I am good. I think, I don't know. How about you, Matt? How are you?
Nina's replying already. They are not well, don't lie. And that is the truth. We are both not well at all. Why is that,
Not well?
pal?
Well, we're not happy.
We're not happy and we're drained emotionally,
Yeah, and physically,
spiritually, in lots of
mentally.
aspects. Yes.
Especially that last one.
Why are we not happy, pal? Because
Like our prompt today. What if
what
you
if?
realize?
Oh, that was nice. We did it at the same time. So, what if?
You realize that you're not happy with your job.
Nina said we did it at the same time because we both want to leave at the same time. That's so true.
It's true. For this prompt,
Is it still a what if?
is it?
This is the prompt when we can say that we're at the situation. So it's not a what if anymore, but it's more like what if you realize it, what will you do kind of thing.
Yeah.
So what?
So I think we have to say what we are currently doing and what our future plans
Are
are. So right now,
I think we just
do,
need to
do you
like
want?
describe it, like, the nature of the work.
Oh, okay. So
We both have the same job, by the way.
yeah, as we have the same course, maybe I think we should start with the course because that's what we felt before.
Oh,
So
that's
what if
true.
you realize that you're not happy with your course?
Do we have to say it? Because I'm kind of hesitant because we might like offend the whole profession.
It's not that. I think it's a personal preference rather than just being offensive to the course because
Oh, yeah.
our course requires
lot.
a lot of interaction, not only with
Socialization.
and mental flexibility, a
Wait,
lot of
yeah, we have the mental flexibility, but not the socialization part. I'm kidding.
That's true. It needs a lot of socialization, interaction, mental strength. And we both, actually, all three of us are introverts.
That's true. I just did my Myers-Briggs the other day.
Yeah. So it's really taxing.
Nina's saying that she's INJ something. I am INFJ friend. So it's
Are you?
introvert. Yeah.
I am also an introvert.
We're all
Like,
eyes.
yeah. So that's why it's hard for us because I think we're the type of introverts that can socialize,
Yes.
but we need to recharge.
It drains us.
Yeah. So the problem, well, not really the problem, our problem
Mhm.
with the course that we took was it doesn't give us a break.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I think that's what I don't like about it. That's why I didn't really excel in the academics part because I didn't like the fact that we have to give back. Not really give back, like give so much time and effort to do things in that manner. And I think a lot of people can relate to that, like being stuck in a course that, especially for the Asians out there. But I don't think that it kind of applies, but not at the same time. I don't know. How about you, Pao? What did you do when you realized that you're not happy with the course?
The thing is, I learned from my therapist that I had or still have conditional thinking because when I was like in first year, I would always think, wait, I will say what Nina wrote first. She said that the course was soul draining work, not physically draining. That's so true. That's so true. I remember in relation to what Nina said, I failed my last rotation. I wouldn't consider it as a heartbreak, but a soul break. It like broke my soul.
But that's like harder.
Yeah, it is. I think that's why it was so hard for me to get myself up. I don't really
like lift yourself up.
Yeah, like something like that. So it was really soul breaking. Well, I think for me, is it just just me, or is it for you too, guys?
It's the same for me, mostly because I went through the program thinking that it's a mix of the professional and the creative me. Because when you look at the profession, it really asks you to be creative. But then when you're in it and you have professors who are very technical, and I remember like ranting a lot to Pao about this, that the professors would ask me to change the kind of writing that they have. But the thing is, they're asking for reflection papers. Like, why
I
does
remember
reflection
that.
papers have to be technical? Apparently, they want to, but I get that there are reflection papers that are technical, like reflection reports, those kind of things. But this is literally a class about like social like relationships.
Yeah, they were asking what were you feeling, and like,
Yeah,
why would
something.
you grade someone's feelings?
Right? And this class would, if you even show like the slightest weakness, they'd think of that as a criteria for failure, which is like so demeaning in so many aspects. So, yes, my soul has been wrenched apart as if all the things that I thought I was good at was just things that
Yeah,
are not good in their eyes. So, yes, Nina, it was the notebook thing. Yeah,
yeah.
they ask you to open
So
up and then they judge you. So I literally used to write down that, oh, I really can't say it because this is too personal for me. And then she really told me, she really gave me a really low grade. So I'm not giving names. I'm actually not like offended by it, but at the same time, I don't have any intense hatred feelings for that professor. But at the same time, I couldn't understand the system that they were trying to implement.
yeah, I Nina also wrote that it was the same for her, that it was soul breaking and she had to recharge a lot.
Yes, I
Yeah.
know.
I think what I did, I was the opposite of Nina.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really recharge, but I took a lot of courses instead. So
Mm-hmm.
I burned myself out more.
Mm-hmm. That's very
So,
true.
so that's why.
Yeah, I kind
Uh,
of did the same thing. Like I took so much work just because I didn't want to think about it.
mm,
Now, like my health is deteriorating very fast. So we have the same health problems, me and Pao, but
yeah.
like not the exact same ones, but the same like breakdowns in terms of health.
So
So
now you
yeah,
guys know, don't be like us, but be like Nina. Recharge if you
yes.
need it.
What I really hated back then was that the motto was that you have to fake it to make it, and it came to a point that I felt like I wasn't me anymore, and I got this like huge existential crisis where I'm like, so who am I? Why am I in this course? And I was just always looking forward to graduation because I'd be away from that institution, and there
Yeah.
were lots of good things, and I remember the good things were only like you guys. I
Oh,
met you guys, and those were the only good things that I could go back to.
yeah. Nina wrote "Take it till you make it" work, but you lose yourself.
Oh, that happened actually. I didn't like that part. I do agree that at some point it really shaped me to have more grit, to have more discipline, to have
Mm.
good ethical work.
Regarding that, just like what Mads and Nina said, it was really soul breaking. And I didn't really know, but I had the feeling that this wasn't the course for me. That's why in first year, even before, I think it was even before we got the first semester
Mm-hmm.
first grades, I was like, if I fail anything, even in like the fifth year, I would change my course. That was the conditional thinking that I always had. Even in work, I had the conditional thinking that I kind of regret having that thinking back then, because if I didn't, I would have changed courses.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think when you have your doubt already, or like your feeling that you're not gonna be happy with
Mm-mm.
it,
Like, make it valid. It's a valid feeling, I think.
yeah. But it wasn't to the point that I would change every time I had doubt.
Mm-mm.
That was what I was thinking back then, that what if I didn't like this, but what if I don't like the other course?
Oh,
What if I
it's the
don't like,
same.
So I was always just thinking the what if. So I just didn't risk anything.
This is
So
like
that's
the
where it
topic.
led to.
Yes, this conversation has been our topic for like 3 years of our college life. Inside milk tea shops, like Pao and I. We'd like go home at around midnight just talking about these
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, we would rant to each other
Mm-mm.
constantly. So
But then we push through.
at least we know now that we tried
Mm-mm.
and we didn't give it up even though it was hard.
Yes.
Now that we know that,
Mm.
I think it just
I get
what's
what
the
you're
word?
trying to say, but like at the same
Okay,
time,
at least.
I can't really follow it. Like I know it's what my heart is thinking, it's what my heart is beat for, but I cannot follow it because I feel like it's the same for me and Pao. Like we're both too rational about it at the same time. We're both very Asian about it. Like I can't go to something knowing that I don't have a backup. Like
That's yeah.
yeah.
100%. That's why before, even though we weren't happy, we could like take it
Mm-hmm.
because we always thought that that was life. You can't be happy
Mm-hmm.
with everything. But now that it's affecting our health, I think it's time. Because I think if it wasn't like affecting our mental health and our physical health, we would stick to it.
That's right.
I think that's our point of
Mm-hmm.
view.
And
I don't even
yeah,
know the
I
word.
do. Yeah, perspective. I get what you mean. And actually, that was even the reason why I went through like so many disciplines in this work because I work in a clinic like that, and I also work in a hospital. I think I can say that at the very least. And I dabbled in research and I dabbled in so many things, so I know that it's too much. Yeah, it's an endless list for me. Nina's right, but
Mm-mm,
it's hard. So we talked about the when.
mm-mm.
This is when we realize. So what's the next step?
So now, so that's what we're currently doing. We're still persevering. Is that the right word?
Yes, and persisting.
Uh, yeah. And right now, we're
Sorry, Nina said persevering, which equates to ranting in this podcast.
yeah. This is gonna be a rant video because we're really not. Because we
Yeah.
always thought, well,
Mm-hmm.
I always thought that after internship, maybe this would be easier. Maybe this would
Mm-mm.
be something that I'll really like. I only didn't like it because I was being graded. That's what
Mm-mm.
I thought. That's why I really tried
In a
it.
sense, it's easier because there's less pressure, I think, because you have your degree already.
Yeah.
But only at that point.
Yeah. It's less pressure, but more work, especially
Yes.
now.
A lot of work. Like I realized how babied we still were during internship, but then at the same time, there's a different kind of pressure because it's life.
Mm-mm.
And when you're in school, the pressure ends at graduation. The thoughts that you have ends at graduation. But now that we're like in the real world, quote unquote, and we're adulting, it won't end unless you end it. And I think that's the biggest realization I've had this
Yeah,
year.
that's even the hardest
Mm-hmm.
to do. When do you end it? I think
Yeah.
that's what we're thinking. When do we stop
Mm-mm.
if we're not happy anymore?
This is
So,
really hard for me because we have clients as well. And I cannot, for the love of my life, I cannot let them go because I feel like I'm giving them a disservice just because I'm putting myself first for once. And I feel so bad about it.
yeah.
I don't know how
I
to put a boundary for that, Pao.
I understand because when I said that to, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna repeatedly say my therapist because I just talked to her a
Go
while
on.
ago.
Go on.
Because I was already told my plans to my therapist, and then she was like, "So are you relieved now that that's your plan?" And I was like, "No, because I feel guilty for leaving my patient."
Yes.
So I don't
Mm.
think it'll. I don't know if that's the word.
Mm.
It'll
Mm-mm.
unburden me. So it's like it unburdens you in one aspect, but it
There's still.
burdens you
Mm-mm.
in another.
Yeah, I get it. Nina saying, will your personal burden outweigh your guilt? And I honestly don't know the question because it's so easy to say that, oh, you have to take care of yourself. But then the work that we do, it's not just about the client. It extends to their families. It extends to so
Mhm.
many people. And we handle so many clients in a week. How
That's
many
true.
families are we like letting down? And I know that it shouldn't be that we're letting them down, but
Mm-mm.
I don't know, like parents or parents of the clients would beg us to like have more patience and to stay. Nina said, you know, it's not your fault, and that we know, but I think we're invested not with the work, but with the life
Yeah.
that they had.
Because it's you're already part of their
Mm-hmm.
life. So it's
Yes.
like losing you're a part of their lives. They're also a part of your life. So it's like
Mm-mm.
being a part of
Mm-mm.
yourself. It's
That's
something like
true.
that. It's hard to explain because we really gave our all to those
That's
patients.
very
That's why it's also draining because you really care for
That's
them.
true. You know, when these patients have their birthdays, the only ones who will know their birthdays are the families and us. So like that's how important we are for most families. And I'm not the kind who's attached like emotionally to patients. But then I feel like it's also a personal thing for me because you know my sister had the same like condition with my patients and from like experience like the the people who worked on my sister gave up on her because she was a really hard case and I felt like I went to this profession thinking that maybe what they didn't do I can do and then realizing I can't do it because it was too long already and I'm like why did I even give up my life for this, so like I decided that I'll put my effort into at least not having other clients be given up on, and then I realized I'm just where's my life within all of that. That's depressing. I thought of this during college. So it's like it's not something so deep right now. I remember like during a lecture and then suddenly crying because that's when everything hit me all at once that okay, so I gave up my dreams, then realizing that I can't really do anything at all after all. Like
Yeah.
something like that. So
Yeah.
Nina
Nina
said we're
wrote
just human. Yes. What a sad
not
human are we.
superhuman. I think that's why we're very guilty leaving the profession.
Yeah.
It's not just us.
Mm-mm.
Well, but what do you do if you're not happy?
Okay, let's go with that. What did you
Yeah.
do, Pao, when you realized that you're not happy and you wanted to be happy?
So first of all, I went to a therapist to
That's
learn
step
what was
one.
the breakdown.
Okay, you needed help with the processing.
Yeah, because I already knew that I didn't want to continue with the work.
Mm-hmm.
But so I think when you're not happy, you have to know why. Is it
Mm-hmm.
because of a personal problem? Is it because of a work problem? And I found out that, well, I actually already knew. I was just validated. I think that's
Mm-mm.
the good part about having a therapist is that it's not just like a what if. It's not just my thought.
Mm-mm. You're not just overthinking it. Like finally
Yes.
someone says it. That's someone
Yeah.
you didn't know. So you know that it's not like a biased opinion.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that's the best part because I already knew what was the problem. I already knew that this wasn't gonna
Mm-hmm.
make me happy. I already knew I would be guilty. I already knew all of those
Mm-hmm.
before I went to a therapist. But like having someone to talk to, someone to
Mm-hmm.
validate
Mm-mm.
you, to
Mm-mm.
help you to carry the burden was helpful. And
Mm-mm.
also talking to someone who knows. I
The
think
work.
that
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And also someone, this is gonna sound really, really weird, but who
Mm-hmm.
knows when to give advice and when to just listen.
Yes, I get that. I get it. Not a lot of friends can do that as well. So I get that you went to a therapist. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think that's the thing that helped
Mm-hmm.
me
Mm-hmm.
first. So yeah. But now, am I gonna be happy when I leave? No.
We don't know.
I don't think I'll feel guilty and I'll have my doubts,
Mm-hmm.
regret even after I leave.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why. So what will make you happy? I don't know, I really don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So, we're searching for that even slight peak
Mm-hmm.
of happiness. What?
The pursuit of happiness
Yeah, the pursuit of happiness.
with an
If it's
eye.
not about staying or if it's not about staying or leaving, then what? I don't know. But I think right now it's more of having time to reflect.
We're like at that stage when we know that it's not something something that makes us happy in its entirety. So I
Mm-mm.
like what you said, that you said that you know that you'll regret it if you suddenly do
Mm-mm.
it, right? And I think that's something that I also considered, because at this point I feel like I'll regret it as well. It's not that I'm prolonging it, but it's more like I'm not at the point where I wouldn't be regretful. I would not be regretful when I do it. So I want to be in that headspace where I can let it go and have no regrets.
Mm-mm.
I think that's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's also hard to let go of your job if you don't know what will make you happy.
Yes, that's very true. That's why I do so many things, because I'm trying to know what makes me happy. Apparently, crocheting is not one of them, because I tried that out and it just made me less patient. So I have this like list, and like I check off everything that gives me something good, that gives me a good feeling. So yeah.
Mhm.
What? Nina said what? She said that I'm a Santa for personal reasons, checking her own list twice. That's very true. Because I decided that I have to try to at least find something, but not giving me more regrets at the same time. That kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Nina is writing, to be honest, leaving or not coming back make her feel guilty, but she
Mm-mm.
kind of doesn't also.
Regret. I'm like
She doesn't
saying.
also regret.
So it makes you feel guilty, but you also don't regret it. I think that's a healthy way. Like, you know that it's not something that you want, but there's a certain guilt, because I think that it was something that you did immediately. I think because
Mm-mm.
Nina let go of it, and we're like all jealous of her. But at the same time, we get what she means. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Like, you might come back, you might not. And I think I want to have at least the experience for me to go back to this. Because I think that it's okay. Like, if I don't have the load that I have right now, I think it's doable. So maybe we're the breakdown. Like, it's doable when I
Actually,
mean, like, I can tolerate it to the point that I can, like, tolerate 3 years. And I feel like I always ask my mom, like, because she stayed in her workplace for like a decade, and I asked her what made her stay for so long. And like our generations already, we're already like giving up. And you know what my mom said? She said, because I was happy in my workplace. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I have to find a place where I can be happy. So
so Nina wrote, she asks her students all the time that they either say the same thing about being happy with their work or they didn't really know where else to go. Okay, so we are in that second.
yes. But I'm also like, I'm the kind of person who never really had a dream. I thought everything ended at high school.
Same, actually,
We had
same.
the same sentiments, because like when you're a child, like everything was a high school based film, and like
Oh, I just always thought that I wouldn't
yeah,
go to college. That's why I never really had a dream.
I'm the same. Like, I mean, I thought like, oh, I wanted to be a lawyer. Oh, fun fact, I thought I wanted to be a lawyer because like I like debating or like arguing with people older than me. So I used to say that that was the thing, and then I realized that I didn't really wanted it enough, because I forgot about it
Mm-mm.
during application period. But then I don't know.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay that we don't know. We're young and old at the same time. But I think as long as there's like a tomorrow, at least
Yeah.
something will happen. Maybe.
Well, right now, I don't know if I'm the only one. I'm in the process
Mm-hmm.
of thinking or
Mm-hmm.
finalizing. It's just a matter of exactly when,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm already thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I have a plan B and a plan A. So I'm working on that. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really gonna leave the work. That's still a part of my week.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not sudden change.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah, because it's hard to leave when you're not sure. And I'm still 100% not sure. But I know that when I stay here,
Mm-hmm.
I would be more sick because recently I have been taking day offs because I've been really sick.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even once a month, but 4 times a month, or 5 times a month that I would absent from that work because of an illness. Not because I'm lazy and not go to work, but like,
We should make it a week already. And I'm like, 5 days a month? That's a week.
Yeah, but it's like a different.
Yeah, different weeks. I get it.
Yeah, should do that like one time.
One time, big time.
Yeah.
But I get what you mean. Like for me, that's the eye opener. When I
Yeah.
started, when I realized that I needed to go to doctor consults. Oh, this is like a real thing now.
I've always had a weak body. That's why I'm
Mhm.
leaving the profession first.
But then, though, do you feel like it's a waste to leave it? Because PAL has a lot of like further
Mhm.
education.
Oh, I'm not like 100% leaving it, but
But I
like
mean, like, slowly leaving it. Do you think that you'd regret it at some point, given that you put so much effort as well?
the thing is, I only took those not because I wanted it, but even now, I'm not confident enough, I think.
Mhm.
So that's why. I think it's a me problem. I don't think that I'll leave the profession at all, as in no more clients. That'll never happen. But I will only get like six in a week. In a week. For the whole week. Only
Mhm.
six for the whole week. Because right now, I'm working 6 times a week.
7 days
And
a
like,
week.
I don't like 4 days are full days.
Mm-hmm.
It's really draining.
It is.
And you're only seeing I think right now, especially right now, it's only through online.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it more when it was face to face or
Mm-hmm.
in person. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, because when it was pre-pandemic, work finished during work hours.
Yeah,
But now it's
that's
like
true.
it's work. Like I work until like 8 p.m. and that's like finishing the requirements for the day.
Yeah. It was also hard. Well, recently it got
Mhm.
harder
Yeah,
because we were given a choice.
a choice that yeah we had like added work that's not limited to what was agreed upon.
Yeah, we didn't even know we had a choice back then. Even
Mhm.
now,
We didn't have a choice. Apparently, we had a choice, but then it was just like, oh, thank you for saying yes. I
I
hope
was
she
like,
never hears it. If she
I don't
never
think she'll
hears
ever hear.
this. But I'm
I
like,
don't think.
I don't have any negative feelings. But then it was just a
Yeah.
realization.
Yeah, it was like we never really had a choice. Well, there is one that we had a choice,
But
but
then that also did not follow what was agreed upon.
yeah.
So
Yeah, the first one would have been nice if they asked because I would 100% say no.
you said it in a way like you're saying yes, but then I thought this I wouldn't say yes. I get what you mean. So, Pao,
Hmm.
if you have an advice for those people who
Hmm.
are not happy at the moment, what would you give them?
Well, first of all, I think you have to reflect on why. Is it really
Yes.
because of the job? Is it really because of the environment? If it's both, I think it's time to go.
It's no,
Nina,
it's not.
Nina said it's time to drink.
Maybe you can drink, but then that's more time to go.
Yeah. Well, maybe not go, but it's time to prepare because it's hard to like go without a plan, like leaving yourself dry.
Mm-mm,
That's
that's
hard to
very
do.
true.
So how about you? What would be your advice,
My
Mads?
advice would be find something that you'd like to do first because maybe you don't like or you can't tolerate your job anymore because you give your all to it. And maybe
Mm,
that's the problem. So
mm-mm.
get a hobby. Get a hobby, try out new things, and find
Yeah.
out if that hobby is the one that you like more. Then maybe
Mm-mm.
that job really wasn't it. Maybe this advice is like the most that I can apply to myself as well because I can't leave something without the closure that I'm sure of it. So I'm the friend who rants a lot and then says a lot of things and then doesn't follow what she says. And my friends are frustrated with me and I get that. But my mind just can't give up something unless I'm sure. It's a really bad characteristic, by the way. Don't follow me.
Nina's advice is to think like SpongeBob. Can you elaborate on that, Nina?
What do you mean?
Oh, because he's always happy with his job to find. Oh no, that's not what Nina meant.
We're just like us. That Nina's like showing us this you have a job TV scene by SpongeBob SquarePants and then the meme is gone because she went to another tab. So I can't tell it anymore. So we're moving on to the next part of the
I was about to say something, but
Oh go on.
oh, it's related to yours, Mads. Don't make your job your whole life.
Yes.
Because right now, that's what we're doing.
That's very true. Don't make it the center of everything. Like you're more than your job. You're more than your
Yeah.
schoolwork. You're more than everything that you think. You're just is. It's just I don't know. I'm not my grammar. But to be record is very late. Not that late, but late for my brain.
It's been a toxic week,
It
and
is.
next week will also be a toxic week.
It's going to be life threatening to the soul. I might
Yes.
resign immediately next week that happens. I don't know
Well,
anymore.
so that's our advice for you. Always have a plan B and look for a hobby
Look for
and think
something
like
that will
SpongeBob.
spark joy.
Yeah, will spark
not,
joy.
not to quote Marie Kondo, but something that will spark joy in your life.
Nina wrote, does this spark joy looking at the mirror? No.
But I hope that when you look at the mirror someday, there's joy in there somehow.
Yeah. I hope that some people out there
Mm-hmm.
has joy or happiness in their life right now. And I hope you stay happy. The moral of this podcast is there will be unhappy days, sad days,
Bad days.
but there will also be happy days. People find things that they'll be happy even though at least we don't give up. I think that's the moral of the story. I don't even know what I'm gonna say.
Like just gave up right there. But I get what you meant. Like at the end of the day, like it's the way how you look at things. But if you can't change how you look at things, then maybe you have to change something. Maybe that's
Yeah.
it. So I guess that's it for today.
See you again next time. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at What Ifs Maybes and subscribe to our YouTube channel, What Ifs and Maybes. Hoping that your regrets
be small.
and wishes stay strong.
Bye guys. Bye na. Bye pal.
Bye.